Hello everyone, this is your Valley and welcome to virtual learning classes of SLVEM School Chekpatnagaram, and this is your Valley dealing with the subject English. So, welcome to our second session of the lesson in Reno land. So, I'm continuing here. In the last session we discussed about Renos. They are now staying at Kaziranga National Park and some other topic. So, in this video, we are going somewhat deep into the lesson. Look at the video. The river is lovely to wade in it, but also reminds me of the endless rain and the floods of the last year. The mother Rhino is talking to us, right? So, the mother Rhino is saying, now the river is very calm. Which river? The Brahmaputra river is very wide. But at the last year, the floods of last year was very heavy rainfall. So now I'm reminding that flood situation. The mother Reno talking to us. Okay, more than three quarters of the park was flooded. For example, look at the video. This is the total area of the park. Okay, I'm I'm writing in a circular way. On this, three parts of the total Kaziranga National Park was flooded. That means full of water, and we had to rush outside the southern border. Several of us moved to the higher regions of Michael Hills. Due to the floods full of water, it's not comfortable to stay animals there. So the animals are shifted to one more place, and some of the animals reached to Michael Hills Mountains. My friend Jumki told me yesterday that the Indian Army has now constructed raised sections or chapparis for us. So my friend, whose friend? Mother Ruina's friend named Jumki. They talked each other, and Jumki told yesterday that our Indian Army has constructed some riser sections and chaporis. That means when we got any floods or heavy rains, government shift to us to a safe place, right? Chaporis, yes, chaporis in the sense some animal sanctuaries, the place where animals live, human-made place. That's what we call them as chaporis. I'm so glad we can be safe on top of these chaporis if it rains too much this year. So now the Madarina is saying that last year we faced the problem, but this year we are happy. Why? Because if the rain is heavy, if there is any floods, we will move to Chaporis and we will live there happily. So that the mother Reno is saying. Okay, next. Rina will soon need to learn about the other animals that live with us in this park. And also Mother Rina is talking about the baby Rina. So baby Rina has to learn about the other animals. The baby Rina is just 1.5 year cub, right? So the baby Rina wants to know about the remaining animals in the park, and she is so bright that she can already recognize the tiger, the leopard, the Bengal fox, and the Huluk gibbon. Okay, then the mother Rina is saying about the baby Rina that of course she is a small one, but now few days onwards she is recognizing, she is remembering all the animals of tiger, leopard, Bengal fox, Huluk gibbon. Okay, and I'm asking you, did you know the Huluk gibbon is the only ape living in India? What is Huluk gibbon? Do you know about Huluk gibbon? Huluk gibbon means the tailless monkey. Tailless monkey. That's what we call it as ape. Okay, that's the only ape living in India. Gibbon is the only ape living in India. And once I showed Reena the Ganges dolphin in one of the rivers. She gets puzzled when she sees all the birds. She says the Dalmatian Pelician, the Indian vulture. Look at this. and also reminding animals and birds also mother Rina trying to show to baby Rina. Okay, on the time she saws Ganges dolphin. Dolphin, you know, right? Yes, she was shocked to see the Ganges dolphin and also some birds. She sees the Dalmatian pigeon and the Indian vulture, and also she remembers Dalmatian pigeon and Indian vulture also. You know Indian vulture, a big eagle, like wild eagle. In Telugu, we called it as Rabandu. Yes, and the black bellied ten all look alike. The Indian vulture looks like black bellied. That means black color bellied, very heavy weighted. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine the Indian vulture? Those birds are so different from one another. Each and every wild bird looks different. Each bird has its special features and special feathers. Okay, but also while all this Confucius state also, the baby Rina trying to learn all, trying to remember all. I like watching little Rina splash in the water beside me, and I know that she will make friends here. What we do when we go into water, simply we will smash and we will play, right? Just like that, the little Rina also splashing water and trying to learn the surroundings and trying to make friendship with remaining animals and birds. Okay, children, she will grow up surrounded by open grasslands and the most fascinating flora and fauna. And also, she will grow up where they have to grow on the grasslands, grass, right? And mostly they are interesting about plant and animal species, nothing but fascinating flora and fauna. Fascinating flora and fauna in the sense different species, different types of animals and birds. About those all the little baby Rina trying to learn. Okay, so many forests are being cut down everywhere. That I am glad that she has a safe home here. Of course, the Kaziranga National Park is a very safe place. Why? Because when if they are stay in the forest, obviously park means someone is under controlling, right? Someone is controlling the park and someone is offering the food to the animals. But instead of living on the park, if they live on the forest, what will happen? They have to search for food, and also we don't have any guarantee that how much safely, how kind, how much of safe situation the animals are living in the forest. We didn't expect that, right? So they are saying that they are living very safely on this Kaziranga National Park. Yes, I hope that, like many of us, she too will learn to enjoy the friendship of humans. And also, it's a national park, so many tourist visitors will come and see the all the animals there. So, obviously, she will make friendship with humans. Yes. So now we enter to section 2. The section 1 is completely about the discussion between mother Rina, baby Rina, and also we discussed about some animal species most fascinating flora and fauna. We discussed about them, and also about little baby Rina, how cutely she is. So now we enter to section 2. That section 2 is nothing but a letter. A letter. What is that letter? What is it? What was the topics matter which included on that lesson, on this letter? Look at this. Dear Samir, someone is writing, some other person is writing letter to Samir. So here mentioned as Dear Samir. Okay, children, next. What a treat I had this winter. Mom and Dad organized a trip to Kaziranga National Park in Assam. So someone is writing letter to Samir, and some other person is saying to Samir that what a treat I had this winter. I had a favorite trip on this winter. My mother and dad taken me to a trip to Kaziranga National Park in Assam, and I saw the most amazing wildlife. On that park, I saw a most amazing wildlife, most beautiful. more number of varieties of animals are looked there. Who is saying these words? Some other friend is saying these words too. Samir. Okay. And deer. Sambar. Sambar. It's not sambar. It's sambar. Deer. Sambar. Elephant. Water buffalo. A rock python. And even the famous greater one-horned rhinoceros. It was an ancient looking majestic creature weighing over 1600 kg and was taller than that. So, some other person is saying to Samir that I look at deer, elephants, water buffalo, a fox, a python, and a famous great one-horned rhinoceros. And you know one thing? It was an ancient looking majestic creature. The rhinoceros is a most famous creature. Its weights over 1600 kgs. Weight of one rhinoceros is 1600 kg, and it was very high, taller than my dad. Taller than dad. So who? Some other person saying these words too. Samir. Okay. I was amazed by its thick brown folded skin and its single horn. Okay. I was shocked to see the thick brown color folded skin. It's a single horn. The rhinoceros is a thick skinned. Okay. And looking brown in color and folded skin. Skin is folding. Look at here. Skin is folding. Okay. And it's a single horn. Single horn, you know about this? This is single horn, the hunk. Okay, students. I felt as if I had walked into the film set of some prehistoric era movie. While looking all the animals and mostly while looking rhinoceros, I felt that I went to some old situations. I felt to our ancient times. In fact, we spotted a mother rhinoceros with her calf. But all the animals are one. But one is very special. One pair is very special. A mother rhinoceros and her calf. Soon the two entered the river nearby and began swimming with wild abandon. While we are looking at mother rhino and baby rhino, they entered to the river and started swimming. It was a warm day. It's a very hot day. I learned that rhinos spend most of the day lying in pools and rivers. But while on this warm day also, I learned one thing that they love. Rhinoceros love to swim on water. The tour guide informed us that they are excellent swimmers. The tour guide said to us that rhinoceros are excellent swimmers. They love to swim all the time. Before going into the space, look here. This is hologibbon, tailless animal, tailless monkey. Okay, children, and can even run very fast up to 55 kilometers. Of course, they are very heavy weighted animals. They like to swim and also they run very fast, around 55 kilometers per hour. Yes, that is faster than our jeep was going. It was very faster than our jeep. Yes, the rhinos also kept making sounds, and the guy told us that it was a bleat and that was a squeak or a grunt or a roar. The rhinos can make sounds differently. It must be a bleat, a squeak, or a grunt or a roar. It makes different kinds of sounds. He stressed that rhinos are very vocal and make at least 10 different sounds for different emotions. Yes, here is the point we have. It makes 10 different sounds for different emotions. And well, whether they are in angry, they make one sound. Whether they are in cry, they make one sound. Whether they are hungry, they make one sound. Okay, they make different sounds for different emotions. Aroundly, they play the sounds 10 different types. Okay, but I have to say that all the sounds they made seem not the same to me. But as a human being, we can't recognize the sounds. Why? Because if a rhino makes sound, we know that they are making sound, but we can't feel any difference on the sounds. Okay, yes. Next, I hope you will be able to see this fascinating creature something soon. Then Samir is talking to the person that I hope I watched the I'm very happy with this visit of Kaziranga National Park and hope you also come and visit the park. The great 100 rhinoceros is listed as a vulnerable species because of excessive hunting and poaching. These greater 100 rhinoceros are very vulnerable special species. Why? Because only few species are available in our universe. Why? Because lots of rhinoceros are killed by hunters. Fortunately, national parks such as Kaziranga ensure that the endangered and vulnerable animals have a safe natural habitat. But this Kaziranga National Park is trying to make them visible for many years and trying to make a security to the very special animals. This particular park spreads over more than 400 square kilometers. The park is 400 square kilometers, and naturally, we could not see the entire place. One day, it's impossible to see the entire park. It's very big park. Mom explained that it has been declared as a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. UNESCO. UNESCO meaning you know that? Wait, I will look forward this. UNESCO means, you know the meaning of UNESCO? Yes. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. United Nations, world's, nations, people's educational, scientific and cultural organization. Okay, that UNESCO declared as this Kaziranga National Park as World Heritage Site. I later read that in 1904, Mary Curzon, the wife of George Curzon, who was Viceroy of India at the time, wanted to see the rhinoceros. When at the time of Britishers, we have viceroys. So one of the viceroys, George Curzon, his wife Mary Curzon, want to see this rhinoceros at the time when at the year of 1904. So this place was famous for rhinoceros, and she could not spot a single one. But at that time, she could not see a single one. She then persuaded her husband to ensure that the wildlife is protected. Animals are moved to some other places when she was searching for the animals. So herself asked her husband to be try to be a support system to these animals. So her husband tried to protect these animals. So finally, thanks to these efforts, the park now has the world's largest population of one-horned rhinoceros. So now the one-horned rhinoceros are very safe and also has the world's largest populated one-horned rhinoceros park. We spotted our first ones within an hour's drive. So while entering into the park within an hour, they looked at this rhinoceros. It seems strange to me back now in this concrete jungle after taking in all the sights and sounds of wildlife in the park. I want to go there again soon, maybe to a different part of the park, and maybe you can join us the next. So some other person is talking to Samir that I am very happy to see this concrete big jungle, and also I'm very happy to listen the sounds of this wild animals, and also I thoroughly checked all the different parts of this pig, and I hope next time you can join with us to visit this park. Okay, yours affectionately, Adil. So who is writing this letter? Adil. To whom he is writing? To Samir. So I'm giving you clarity that Adil is writing a letter to Samir. Okay children? Okay everyone. This is the end of the moment. Thank you everyone.